Charles Hinga and Norris Ongalo had the most at stake as they needed a good result to maintain their lead in the division. Despite pushing the Evo 7 as hard as it would go, it was a struggle made worse when the steering came loose on stage 4.
The steering mountings broke, so the steering was actually very loose. So that got us quite scared, and we had to reduce speed because you go over a jump and the steering is also jumping with you. So, but we've gotten the car here.
With the steering back in place, they still couldn't make an impression when the brakes failed, and after a brave drive, they were relieved to finish 11th, claiming 4th in the division. Having taken out a Kenya competition license, Anwar Pandya is no longer considered a foreigner, but with his regular co-driver not available, he was with Ken Masoni, his third different navigator this year.
If you haven't finished rallies in the past year, so coming back home, for me, is already a winner. So it doesn't matter who sits next to me as long as I bring it home. Very important.
Anwar mainly rallies for fun under his rally tag of Kama Jokes, but he hadn't been joking on this rally and came 10th to record his best result of the season and 3rd in Division 2. Jaswinder and Ravi Chana and the other GT4 were pleased to put the stage miles behind them at a pace they could dictate for a change, proving that the old girl still has life in her. They even left many of the more powerful four-wheel drives in their dust on their way to coming a remarkable 6th overall and 2nd in Division 2. Charles Hinga lost the place at the top of Division 2, dislodged by Onkar Rai, who now has a 30-point lead. Jasmine Chana did enough to maintain 3rd, and Anwar Pandya makes his mark in 5th. The cars returned to the service park twice during the day, where they were given 20 minutes to be refreshed.
It's actually not 20 minutes if you count. They have to drive in from a TC and drive out. It's more like 15 minutes, and it's not enough time, honestly. We could do with a lot more time.
After a brief regroup in Park for May, awaiting confirmation that the tailenders had cleared the stages, Ian Duncan headed up the tarmac to begin the final loop. Jas Mangat and Gihan De Silva had the most work to do as they tried to recover from their earlier puncture, but all hopes of improving went when they hit another rock.
Puncture! Now what are you doing, Clan? Tell me now.
Okay, I'll take the check.
They lost another 5 minutes, and the best they could do was to recover 1 place to finish 7th. The following 3 places were taken by crews who filled the gaps left by the high attrition rate, with Jaswinder and Ravi Chana in 6th, Tajveer Rai and Bharat Patni in 5th, and the leading local crew of Onkar Rai and Andrew Doig in 4th. Alex Horsey and Frank Gitau had been leading at the halfway point and only needed to maintain their pace and stay ahead of Azhar Anwar to take the win. But luck was not on their side. They punctured but had enough time in hand to still claim 3rd.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed, but that is rallying. I'm not the only one with a puncher. Obviously I wanted the first, and when I was getting close I was getting quite excited by it. But one small rock in the wrong place is all it takes.
The lead fell into the hands of Azhar Anwar and Julius Gige, but with Ian Duncan only 90 seconds behind, they were by no means safe. Ian Duncan and Amos Slutch were faster through each of the final 3 stages, closing the gap on each section, but the rally wasn't quite long enough, and they lost the race by 17 seconds, forced to accept 2nd.
Poor Alex had a puncture, otherwise he was not even anywhere, we wouldn't got close to him, so it's just Azhar, and yeah, unfortunately he woke up a bit, so it's not.
The race had been so close that even Azar Anwar and Julius Gige did not know they'd won until the final control. It had been a tense race with a huge amount of pressure, and Azar and Julius deserved the win for not succumbing and staying focused to the end. Each of the first 3 rounds of the 2011 season have now been won by different drivers.
SME banking rally.
The car ran so well, and we actually enjoyed the last round because we had a clean run, no problems, of a steady pace, just dropping a little on all the others, but it was enough to win.
Azar and Julius won by 17 seconds, and despite puncturing and losing 5 minutes, Ian Duncan and Alex Horsey still came second and third. The penalty of having 2 punctures pushed Jas Manga to 7th. The latter names in the final placings were led by Charles Hinga and Kuram Butt, with the 2 escorts in 14th and 15th. Jitendra Dokia will be pleased to have finished his first rally in 19th. Having finished on the podium in each of the 3 opening rounds, Ian Duncan holds a commanding lead in the championship, 70 points clear of Carl Tundo and Azar Anwar, who both tie for second.